Hi guys, I thought I'd do a mini video on my fragrance collection. Um, so over the last few years, I've been buying fragrances a bit more often than usual, and I've got a bit of a selection what's built up. Now, fragrances are roughly divided into about three different subsections. You've got your niche fragrances, you've got your designer house ones, and then you've got like your cheapies. So I've got a mixture of all three. Um, I've not got loads of niche ones. Mine are mainly all designer, and a few cheapies in there, but I do have a few niche ones. So we'll start off at the top. So at the top, we've got a lot of Lacoste. We've got a Lacoste green. It's got a French name there, what I can't even pronounce. But the green one's like a lime smelling fragrance, like a creamy lime. So if you like that kind of fresh, pretty nice. One thing I will say about Lacoste, they're really nice smelling, but they don't last too long. But this is a Panache one, which smells a little bit like a fruity Dior Sauvage. So if you're familiar with Dior Sauvage, which is a popular one these days, that smells like a fruity version of that. Then we've got Lacoste Black, which is a really nice chocolatey, fruity smell. Really nice one. And then we've got this one here, this blue one, what smells a little bit like these purple sweets, what I used to get when I was a kid. Can't remember what the purple sweets were. They're like these little small, little round purple sweets. It smells like that. Quite of an odd one, that one, but it smells really good. Then you got Lacoste White, which I call white, but I call it Lacoste White, but it probably call something else. But that's like a white floral flowery smell. Then I've got some cheapies. We've got Pepe Jeans. We've got this cocktail glass. If you look at the glass, it looks like really nice cocktail, really nice summery cocktaily smell, I guess. Really sweet, fruity smell. Looks like a cocktail shaker, doesn't it? We put it up to the light. It's got all these fancy colours in it. Quite a nice one. And then you've got another one by that brand, which is like a blue one. Really nice, shiny blue. It smells of coconut. It's like a coconutty vibe, that one. Not usually my kind of thing, that one, but it does smell kind of nice for summer. I would imagine the girls would probably like that. So it's probably a bit of a unisex one, that one. It's a guy, for guys, but it smells a bit coconutty. Then we've got a few of these. Jean Paul Gaultier, the Superman one, I think quite a famous one, that one. Really popular, the ladies like that one. Jean Paul Gaultier's got the Superman on it, so ladies are definitely going to like it if Superman's knocking about, I guess, eh? Then you've got the original one, which is really popular with the ladies again. This one is actually one of the original ones when it first came out, so this bottle is from the 90s, so it's probably worth a bit of money, this one, even with just that little bit of juice in it. It's probably worth a lot of money, that, but I don't think I'll be selling my fragrances, but some people do. That probably is worth quite a bit of cash, because usually when you buy the original bottles, when they first come out, the formulation's really strong, and then over the years they change the formulations. But anyhow, there's some Lacoste ones. I think Lacoste is a really good cheapy brand, I reckon. But if you buy these at full retail price, they're not that cheap. They're quite expensive. But in the UK, they do tend to drop down in price, and you can get them a bit cheaper. But anyhow, Lacoste is really a good quality cheapy one, I reckon. Then we've got some designer ones and niche ones. So Mancera. Got a couple of Mancera ones. It's that popular for me, I've run out of this one. Mancera Cidre Boise. Smells a little bit like an ultra famous fragrance called Aventus. So if anybody likes that fragrance called Aventus, it smells a little bit like that. But in my opinion, I think this smells a little bit better, a little bit more fresher. Now, Mancera fragrances, with it being a niche fragrance, are quite expensive. They're about 130 quid plus, and you get pouches with them. Get like a pouch with it. In fact, that's not the pouch for that one. That's the pouch for that one. Get these fancier pouches. and the Mancera bottle goes inside there, and then you get these funky boxes which are at the back. I bought quite a few bottles of it. I probably got about £300 or £400 worth of Manceras, but that's like a fresh type Mancera fragrance. You can get slightly different ones. This is roses and chocolate. It's kind of a pungent smell, that one. It smells, some people say it smells like an old lady a little bit. This was my first Mancera purchase, to be honest. This was a blind buy, what people call a blind buy. So I actually bought it without smelling it. And I have used a bit of it. But I would say it is kind of a strong, almost old lady smell, but it smells of roses and chocolate, I guess, but it is quite of a strong one. I think for most guys, they would probably flotate to this one, Cidre Boise, something of that nature, like a fresh, masculine type for fragrance. But anyhow, that's Mancera. That's only got 2 Manceras at the moment, but I do plan on buying loads of them. Just not got around to it yet, but they're what you would class a niche fragrance. Then you've got your posher designer ones. You've got Dolce & Gabbana the one, which is the bigger bottle, 150ml type bottle, I think it is. 150ml, 5 fluid ounces in the US. Dolce & Gabbana the one, Eau de Parfum this one, so it's a slightly stronger one. So I've got the Eau de Parfum, which is that one, and I've got the Eau de Toilette, which is that one. I bought the Eau de Toilette first, and it smells really nice. It's a good date fragrance, what people would call a date fragrance. So if you're going on a date, this would be a safe bet. But some people might say this smells like an old man a little bit, or a mature man, let's say. But I think most girls would go for this. So if you're buying a fragrance for the girls, Dolce & Gabbana the one might be one of the ones for dates. But if you were to buy one, I would probably go for the Eau de Parfum version, which is a little bit stronger, which is this bottle. I've got a couple of bottles. I've got another bottle sat there waiting to be used, and I've got this one, Dolce & Gabbana. Dolce & Gabbana do Intenso as well, which I find quite nice. Intenso, which is kind of like a tobacco-y smell. It smells a little bit like licorice, licorice and chocolate, kind of a mixture of the two, but it's a bit intense, hence the word Intenso, I guess. Some ladies might not necessarily like that one. It's not got any oud in it or anything like that. Oud can be a pretty pungent, but I'd say that's more of a nighttime date fragrance as well, but some people might not necessarily like it, but I kind of like it. I got Spice Bomb for winter. So also you could even split the fragrances up for autumn, winter, seasonal. So you could go seasonal if you wanted to. So for Christmas time or the fall, or for when it gets cold, you might want to use Spice Bomb, which comes in these grenades type smell, spicy, very nice smelling. That's the intense version, the extreme version, sorry, what everyone tends to go for. Everyone tends to like the extreme more than the standard one. But to be honest, when I bought the standard version, which I think is probably the best version really, because I bought this one, then I thought I'd go to this one. I liked this one, and then I tended to always flow back to the original. I think this one's got just a perfect blend of spices in it. This one, some people say smells a little bit like cough medicine, a little bit, whereas this has a nice spicy, hence the words Spice Bomb smell to it. As you can see, I've nearly run out of these. I need to buy some more. Spice Bomb's a really good one for winter. Then you got your cheapies. You got Calvin Klein. Calvin Klein's always good for cheapies. Eternity, really old school one back in the 90s. Hardly used it. That's probably original bottle from ages ago as well. You got Azzaro, Azzaro by Night, which is a really nice one. I don't know if you can see it. Got a nice little bottle to it. Looks like a gun barrel. The idea of it, anyhow. Azzaro by Night, Wanted by Night, it's called. Really nice one, that one. But I've got the original as well. The original, you can't really fault the original. It smells like one of the Hugo Bosses. It smells a little bit like this Hugo Boss, what I've nearly run out of. Forgot the name of this Hugo Boss now. but it smells, it smells a little bit like this one, but better, I think. So that's a Xaro Wanted, quite a nice. Run out of it, as you can see, it's really popular with me anyhow. Smells really nice, that one. That's more like the both of those are more wintry smelling type ones. If you want to smell really classy, you might want to go for Christian Dior Intense, Christian Dior Homme Intense, like a chocolatey woody smell, this one. Now they have come up with a new variation of this recently. This is the old variation. They brought a new one out, and apparently on reviews a lot of people have not bothered with it as much. But this one is like the original formulation, so it smells really nice. I've actually stopped using it for a while because I don't want to run out, because if they have changed the formulation, this one you can't beat it. The new one, I've smelt it, it doesn't smell very nice. It smells completely different from this. But anyhow, this is a good one for the office, very good for dates, I would imagine, that one. Like a chocolatey, woody, classy smell. And then probably the one would be perfect for a date, if that's what you wanted, or compliments even, would be this one. Saint Laurent, really nice. La Nuit de la Homme. I think that's how I pronounced it right. Anyhow, my French is not really that great, but it is a French brand. This one is got, I think it's got coumarin in it, I think. So it's kind of got like an Indian-y, spicy smell to it. It does come across slightly chocolatey, I guess. I tend to floatate to the chocolate ones near winter, but this one has a little bit of spice in it as well. So it's kind of like a happy medium between that and probably this, I guess. But this is like a heavenly smell, this one. The original formulation was apparently really nice and really strong, but they changed it, watered it down over the years like they do. But you can't beat this one for dates. It lasts for a while, but it tends to fade a little bit. Like all designer fragrances, they don't tend to last too long. Niche ones tend to last longer because they've got better ingredients inside them, but this is a really nice one. You got Bleu de Chanel, which I tend to wear for interviews. I don't usually wear this sort of thing for dates or anything like that. I usually wear this for interviews or the office. Expensive though, about 70 or 70 to £100 for a bottle of this stuff. It's pretty expensive. And the good thing about this one, it's got a magnetic cap on it. Clicks on a magnet. It's got a nice little magnetic thing on it. So we've got another cheapie here. We've got this brand, Vanity Rocks. Smells a little bit like Vimto, like a Vimto-y one. It's lotus, like a lotus leaf and Vimto. So if I don't know, in the UK, in other countries, we have this soft drink called Vimto, and you dilute it with water, like one of those sort of like squashes drinks. Smells a little bit like that. Comes in a nice little bottle. Not too keen on the skulls. I'm not keen on skulls, but comes in a nice little bottle. We go down here. We've got Fahrenheit, really old school. Christian Dior smell. Smells a little bit like petrol. It's like got like a petrol-y smell to it. But Fahrenheit, some people are not that keen on it. So this one's a bit of a divider. Some people really love it. Some people don't like it. They have got different variations of Fahrenheit out, but this is the original version, the toilette version. Really nice smelling. This smell, you got a dupe, Homme Absolute, kind of a dark incense smell. At first, a little bit animalistic, this one. At first, I weren't that keen on it, but I kept being drawn to the smell of it because I sprayed it on my arm from a tester, and kept getting drawn to it. So I have had compliments of this one as well. I'd probably think I would get more compliments from fragrances like Bleu de Chanel or Spice Bomb, but for this one, got quite a few compliments on it. You've got the original dupe, which is really old school again. Really purpley kind of bottle, really bright. Some people don't like that anymore because the formulation's changed in it. You got dupe, Home Extreme, cheapy. I'd say the dupe fragrances these days are more in the cheapy range. One of my favourites at the moment for winter is Hugo Boss Private Accord. This is almost a perfect fragrance in my eyes. It just falls short a little bit. But I think if it was a little bit more spicier, a little bit more kick to it, it would be a bang on perfect fragrance. But this smells of like fruit and chocolate mixed in again. Absolutely brilliant fragrance. And if it had a little bit more of a lasting power, it lasts quite a while. But if it lasted a little bit longer, this fragrance would be probably one of the perfect winter fragrances. I think it won an award for the year for being one of the best fragrances. But that's the Private Accord one. I actually bought quite a few bottles of that because it was that good, and the 200ml bottles as well. I think I bought 3 bottles of it. Brilliant fragrance, that one. But it's the Private Accord. They brought quite a few versions of it out. I got the Private Accord 200ml in the UK. Got some cheap Hugo Boss ones. This one's not too bad, but it's a cheapie 200ml. When you get Hugo Bosses in these sort of containers, they're like you guaranteed just get like a cheapie smell. But sometimes if you're going to the gym or something like, just want to throw on a cheapie, this is a good one. You've got, I was a bit disappointed with this one, Hugo Boss Absolute. It does smell a little bit off-putting, that one. I thought that was going to be more of an intense apple smell. It's a little bit more licoricey smelling, a bit off-putting, a bit metallic and licoricey smelling, that one. But with it being Hugo Boss, like the stronger version of this one, I thought it was going to be more apple based or something like that. It's probably got apple in it, but you can't really smell it. It's nice though. I mean, you can throw it on. You can throw it on that. But I think some ladies might be turned off a little bit on that one. But it's a shame. Hugo Boss do a lot of trial and error in their fragrances, I think, until they get it right. But that Private Accord, they almost mastered it with that one. But anyhow, you got this one, Hugo Boss Ice, which I don't really care for too much. I bought it because it was cheap and it lasts only like 5 seconds when you spray it on. It's a bit of a weird one, this one, from Hugo Boss, because it literally doesn't last when you spray it. So it's almost like a redundant smell, but I bought it thinking it was going to be brilliant. And then after sprayed it, it only lasts 5 minutes. But I suppose it's good for after the shower. It's more really for after the shower or straight after the gym, that one. Or if you go to the gym, because like I said, the smell lasts only 5 minutes. It's like a tea-based icy fragrance. Smells like tea a little bit. But there's literally no lasting power on it, so it's almost like a redundant buy, that one. You've got other cheapies. You've got like CKB. I think everybody knows about that one. CKB, it's been out for donkey's years. This is one of my all-time favourites. Black Excess by Paco Rabanne. Really nice smelling. That definitely gets the girls going, that one. So look out for that one. Really nice smell, that one. You got a British brand. You got Burberry. Kind of a nice smell. Good for winter or autumn, Burberry. I think Burberry is one of those companies that are always struggling these days to keep up with the big boys, but the fragrance is not bad. Got another cheap Lacoste one. Not really that great smelling, that one, but it was a cheapie, so I got it. Then you've got some more fragrances which are a little bit more better on the designer things. You've got Invictus Aqua, which they actually discontinued that for a short time, but it's back in force again. Really nice smell, that one. Really nice one. You've got Diesel, another well, I wouldn't say it's cheap, but it's relatively cheap, not too bad. Tobacco-y fresh smell. You got Prada Luna Rosa, which is a really nice one. That's good for the office, that one. Like a soapy fragrance. with a bit of a lemony touch to it. You've got this fragrance, what a lot of ladies like, if you want to get compliments from ladies. Versace Eros. They have brought a Eau de Parfum version of that out now, which is a bit stronger, but this is the original Eau de Toilette. I bought loads of bottles of that as well, but I've run out now. I've used it that much. Really nice smell. You got Versace, another Versace, I forgot the name of this one, but this is like a blue colour. That's more classy, more summery smell. Forgot the name of it, but I bought another bottle of that. You've got another Versace Fresh or Fresh or whatever you want to call it. Nice bottle. More for summer. You've got Davidoff Cool Water, which is a cheapie. Most people's eyes are cheapie. Like an aquatic type smelling fragrance. Eau de Toilette smell. Just make sure if you buy Davidoff that you get the right one, because I bought this thinking it was the Eau de Toilette. It wasn't, it was the deodorant. Accidentally bought the wrong one because the boxes look almost identical, but the Eau de Toilette's there. A couple of more cheapies in there. You got this one's a good one. Ladies tend to like this one. Mont Blanc Individual, which is like a raspberry smell, fresh raspberry smell. Like a fabric softener raspberry smell. You got Banana Republic, which is a really nice one, classic one. Smells really fresh and really sweet, that one, really nice. But anyhow guys, there's a couple of more in there. I've got another Versace one as well, another Versace, I think that's called Nights or something, like a tobacco-y one, quite an old school smelling one. And then you've got, obviously, you can't do without CK1 classic cheapie. Anyhow guys, hopefully that has been great. That's my aftershave selection so far. I'm sure it'll go a lot massiver at some point, and I'll have some more niche ones, and then like Sidra, like Mancera, and you name it. Anyhow guys, have a good one. See you later. Bye bye.